What is up, Simmers and X-Plane fans? Welcome to this stream, special stream today, as we will be flying from Atlanta to Mexico City in celebration of the kickoff of World Cup 2026. Mexico playing South Africa. And interestingly, 40 years ago, when Mexico hosted the World Cup, we had the World Cup final in Mexico City, as well as many other games during the '86 World Cup, where Diego Maradona, although Argentinian, stole the show. Hand of God, and potentially the greatest goal ever in the World Cup, also in the same game, taking the ball from inside his, I'm not sure if he's inside his own half, but he was near the halfway line, dribbled through over half of the English team and slid the ball past Peter Shilton to knock England out of the World Cup. Let's jump in. Alright, we're going to go and we already connected VATSIM. We don't have any ATC in the area. Look at our flight plan. We have a flight time of 2 hours 47 minutes. We have 255 packs on board, no cargo, giving us a zero fuel weight of 352,600 pounds. We'll be putting on 45,400 pounds of fuel for an estimated takeoff weight of 396.9 or 1,000 pounds. Weather on the way looks good. Weather in Atlanta is good. Weather in Mexico looks good. Mexico is elevated, obviously, airfield, and we'll talk about that a little later in the stream and how to prepare for the landing performance with this beautiful ToLiss A330neo aircraft. And we'll be hearing the SoundBox Studio sounds shortly, which are absolutely awesome. All right. Let's go to the ICS menu, and we're going to load, do a situation load here, so that we have the exact same conditions that we shut X-Plane down with this aircraft, which is an awesome feature. I wish every aircraft had it, but I wish it even had it automatically, so it just always loads with the previous situation for that aircraft. Anyway, let's get down to it, eh? So we got battery 1, battery 2 on, and the sounds are beautiful already. APU battery, the galley, and the commercial will all go on. Wait for these screens to go through a couple of self-test diagnostics, and we'll start getting ground power to the plane in a minute. Outstanding. Okay. As expected, we got some cautionary information on the ECAM, but that'll be okay for the time being. Okay, we can go to ground control now and request that the that's the cabin. And I think we'll just need one ground power unit. Beautiful sounds. The rest of the screen's coming on. The Madu is coming on. Wait for those tests to wrap themselves up. Okay, there's nothing there that's out of the ordinary. Let's go through the overhead. We'll get those IRSs aligned by putting them in nav mode. Crew supply will go on, and ground control The voice recorder will go on. Set the nav and logo to position 2. Let's just go through the flow though. Look at the APU fire test. That looks good. The engine fire tests are good. Nothing to do there right now, nothing to do on electric, nothing to do on air for now. However, just before we do that, we will take a look at temperatures in the cabin are pretty warm, but that's okay. We will be lighting up the APU at this very moment. We'll put the master switch on. And we'll need to go to the APU on the lower ECAM. Wait for the signal here that the flap door is open. APU fuel use, I guess it's grabbing that from the previous flight. So we can go start that. The flap door is open. Seatbelt signs will go on. Portable devices to auto. Armed emergency lights. All those switches are good. Overhead is in good condition right now. And we'll just have a look at the center console. Predictive wind shear, we can put that to auto. And we have no ATC in the area. I believe CTAF, and we're going to grab that right now, for Atlanta is 119.1. While we're here, there we go, 119.1, so we'll swap that out, and we'll get this to 122.8. Okay, so that's on standby. Squawk code looks good. Just make sure. TARA auto. Okay, that all looks fine. Back to the radios. Looks good. All the lights are off. That looks good. Okay, we have good APU start. Take the bleeds. And go to the air conditioning here. And once those temperatures come down, it's even toasty here in the cabin. It is hot outside, it's 31 degrees. While all that jazz is happening, we'll request our init here. Okay, that looks good. 255. Our cost index is actually 10. It never really imports the correct cost index. It's always off by a few digits. And cruising altitude is 380, so that's good. Always important to check all these things. Our ground temperature is 31. IR Senate will align on ref and confirm the alignment. And we get our wind request here. Wind uplink is done. So as we can see on the climb out here, we are looking at very, very light winds, just excellent flying conditions down to Mexico. And then at our first fix, we have at flight level 380, we have winds at 337 at 36. So it's basically crosswind, maybe helping slightly, but mostly crosswind. Off the right, going down to Mexico City. Okay, those cabin temperatures look good. We will request the purser to bring the passengers on.
69 established, and that's emotionally 6 right. 25 under 1. Manager.
Yeah, 255 packs today. We'll go ahead and load the packs instantaneously. How convenient that is. Lighting brightness doesn't save its condition. Since we have the APU good, we can disconnect the external power and ask for ground to disconnect that. That's good. That all looks good. And let's get our fuel on board here. So we will be needing 45. We're going to take 45,500 pounds of fuel. And 45,500 pounds, we're going to request that. And we're going to go over to our EFB now, and we're going to, the 255 passengers in, the 45.5 is in. So our zero fuel rate is 352,740 and 352,622, so that's close enough for me. Fuel 500, and our takeoff weight 296.9, and I think this is too aggressive here on the sim brief plan. Our zero fuel weight here, the takeoff weight, it's actually this is not going to be our takeoff weight, this is really our ramp weight, but we're already burning fuel in the APU. Okay, so that looks okay. While we're on the EFB right now, we can go to Avitab, and actually we can, yes, we go to Avitab. And we're gonna get our charts for the flight. Airport chart for Atlanta. Departure is the Pounce 2 and the Anaga 3 Alpha arrival. So Pounce 2, and that is the Garcia transition. And let's get the Mexico City charts. Benito Juarez. Let's grab that. The arrival is the Anaga 3 Alpha. Yes, that's correct. And 05 right. So Anaga, we'll go through the in the FMS. We will go and make sure we'll cross-reference all of those speed and altitude restrictions here. It's a tricky approach to Mexico with the elevation.
Delta 1109 is departing runway 26 left on the NASA to departure Atlanta.
Okay, let's go and take approach. ILS Zulu 5 right.
Atlanta traffic Delta
10 is our last fix.
5 miles ILS 26 right, Atlanta.
And there's initial approach fixes Ukten on the approach chart also. MX901 is this an ILS DME? Yes, it is. So MX901 is 8.5. So there's not a lot, you know. Right when we're at Sutas, we have looks about 5 miles from Sutas to MX901. We really want to be in our final configuration at this altitude in this slippery, highly aerodynamic airplane. But we'll see that more on the approach. One thing on the overhead, I can put the strobes to auto. Okay, fueling, we got about 15,000 pounds left to put in, and we'll fix up some of our information here. So our taxi fuel is 1.2, that is accurate. 28.4. This is calculating 28.4, but our reserves are 2.7. And our alternate is ACA 6.6. And our final reserves is 4.7. So the FMS in the ToLiss aircraft is predicting 28,400 pounds of fuel on the trip burn, 2 hours 34 minutes, which is about 7 minutes less flight time than SimBrief's calculation. It's pretty darn close. But Simbrief was estimating trip fuel burn at 3.2 versus 30.2 versus 20.1, almost 2. So
runway 26 left, climbing under NASA 2, last call off right now.
the gears are aligned. You can take that off. Okay, the doors have been closed, and we can detach the jetway. Speak to the purser for a second here. Ask him to arm doors and cross-check. Packs are loaded. All that looks good. Ground comms. Is the fuel down to 43,255 already? Oh no, he's still loading. Okay. Okay, still got some work to do on the FMS, so the init page, let's make sure things are good here. Weight and balance, the zero fuel weight is 352.7 and zero fuel weight is 27.5, 352.7. We're gonna 352.7 here. 32.5, block fuel will be 45.5. 39er 7.0, okay. Alright, let's go to the flight plan. Atlanta, departure. We'll be taking 27 right on the departure. On the pounds 2. Garcia transition, insert that. And Mexico, the Enaga, well, first of all, we are going to be ILS 5 right Zulu. There we go. Enaga 3 Alpha, no transition. Via UC10, and insert that, and we'll just cycle through the waypoints. Make sure they're all good. Okay, so we have Enaga, flight level 300. This is where we're going to cross-reference our approach charts. What I'll probably do here, just get the rest of the charts here for Mexico. Parking gates, that should be all of them. Make sure that's off. Don't want that on. Don't want that on. Okay, Enaga 300, 270 or above is good. 753, nothing. 230, 18,000, 18,000. Looks good. 210, 140, UC10, 210, 12.5. 210, 12.5. And there we go, all the way down. As we can see, very high, 7.3, 7,350 feet. Our touchdown elevation is 7,287 feet, so we're very high. And let's just get the weather here. We'll go to the McDo, ATSU menu, AOC menu, and we're going to request a METAR there. But the route looks good and solid. We can go back to ARC mode. Alright, we got the company message received. And we'll just take Atlanta first. 1852 Zulu, so that's brand new. Winds are 2207. 10 miles visibility, scattered 5,500. Tiring cumulus, scattered 8,500, temperature is 32, dew point 21, altimeter 3001, that is set, and the FCP. And we've got definitely some thunderstorms in and around the airport, kind of in all directions, more or less. but we'll keep an eye out for those on the weather radars. And having a look at the weather in Mexico City right now, just really interesting temperature. Okay, so the temperature is 24, so it's not super hot, and we do have fairly elevated atmospheric pressure with the altimeter reading 3022. So because we're so high, it'll still be, we'll cheat the lights up a little low and account for a longer run out. Our true airspeeds and ground speeds will probably be quite high, but we got to look out for that on the arrival. Okay, that just leaves the weight and balance is done. Everyone's on board, fuel's loaded. The route is in the FMS and really checked out okay. We might do a secondary plan. We'll see what the weather is like in Mexico. The winds right now are 320 at 5. Visibility is 7 miles, so it's kind of hazy there. Okay, 27 right, that's correct. Our winds here are 22. Let's go back to the Atlanta. 220 at 7. At 7. Temperature outside, we'll take that off of, that's 31, that's good, and the altimeter is 3001. Runway condition is dry, and the runway condition is set as dry also, okay. Anti-ice off, correct. Our takeoff weight is going to be, I like to take that from the init page, 397 even. Actually, it's in thousands already. Okay, so enter that. Center gravity 29.4, that's correct. Config will be auto. Flex standard. Air conditioning will be on, and compute that. Okay, flap configuration 1+F. Thrust flex 65 Celsius, V1 141, V2, V rotate 141, V2 143, horizontal trim 2.5, and green dot is at 216 knots. Okay, so 141, 141, 143, performance 141, 141, 143. Flap configuration is 1, and we're going to be up 2.5, and our flex temp is 65, so that's going to be F65. Okay, 27 right, there'll be no takeoff shift, full length departure. Thrust reduction and the engine out, acceleration is fine. Climbing 250 after to 10,000 feet, and then we will, that'll automatically change. I don't know why it doesn't show the we can see that from the FMS anyway, because once we get past 10,000, we're going to go to 276 indicated airspeed until we get to Mach 7.9, and which we'll keep climbing if necessary. Okay, performance is done. Everyone's on board. Actually, set the departure. We are clear to 10,000, and we'll just set that and excuse me, and check the TCAS, because there's no ATC in the area. So okay, do we have any jazz around us here? We do. We have an airplane off to our right, it looks like, but we'll plan our pushback here.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Room to chocks, please.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Beacon goes on.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Just want to see a parking gates chart here. Wait for her to say her thing.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 1234 heavy, pushing back from Echo 8 onto the East Echo concourse. Nose will be facing south, Atlanta traffic. Park brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Ooh, what's happening here, bruh? There we go. Okay. Are we on time? We need to make sure that these time 1925. $19.05. There we go, 1905 in 22:20 and off 1925 22:12 should be that, and that's good. Giving ourselves too much time. Okay, we can go ahead and start the engines. Engine mode selector is ignition start, and we go start engine number 1. This guy did not announce his push start. Because he's on the completely wrong frequency. Oh yes, SoundBox Studios, thank you.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Park brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, that's a good engine start. So for engine number 2, we're gonna go outside, folks, and I think what I'm gonna do there is potentially right now just oh boy. Engine mode selector back to normal, and we'll kill the APU bleed and the master switch.
Tail is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
High pin and signal received. Do our flight control test. Full up. Check. Full down. Check. Just trim that to 2.5. Full left. Full right. Check and check. Rudder full left. Rudder full right. I'll have to do that again because these rudder pedals are fruity with X-plane. We'll just make sure the brakes are good, okay? Flaps. Auto brake max, arm the spoilers. Line of traffic, Delta 1234 heavy, taxiing to runway 27 right via Lima and Lima Alpha. Atlanta traffic. That brake fan off. So let's take our brake temperatures.
Taxi 26 left Atlanta.
Okay, brake temperatures look alright. Takeoff config test. Config normal. Clear on the right and clear on the left. Taxi light, nose light on. It is kickoff in the Mexico game. What is the score? Lord. Seems to be going on here. It's 12 o'clock, right? is highly irregular. Zero, 7 minutes, 48 seconds in. Okay.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 2192, departing 26 left Atlanta.
Okay, so we're going to be RNAV to Slaw on the Pounce 2. Getting normal checklist printed out and laminated. Any jazz behind me? Nope, nothing. There's Miami Centers up, but they will be no factor. And traffic Delta 1234 heavy landing up and departing runway 27 right on the Pounce 2 departure, leaving the area to the southwest Atlanta traffic. Okay. Get land up here. Okay, let's do this, folks. Forward pressure on the side stick. SRS green. Runway green. Flex 65. Winds are off to the left a little bit. Knots, pressure off the side stick. Keep it on the middle.
Delta 810, type 10, B11, Central Metro, gate from San, Foxtrot 3.
Positive right, gear can come up. Activated here. Lever climb now. EGT pretty high. I wonder what the EGT margin is designed for the Trent 7000. Flaps up. Takeoff checklist. Flaps up. Landing gear retracted. Takeoff checklist complete. Autopilot 1. Yes! Yes! It's pretty cool. You can go through the traffic selector here, and it's taking out 340 knots. Slaw and Wessex. Very, very easy departure. It's just straight out. No ATC in the area. We're gonna switch our TCAS. I wanna just look for aircraft above me. That's auto. TCAS display mode is above. Don't know why it's showing other ones, but we are good. We don't have any traffic out of us, so let's go up to flight level 200. Switch over to Unicom now. And landing lights can come off. We can see that traffic down here also. Got three aircraft on our TCAS. One is behind us traveling away, and one is in front of us but also traveling away and off to the northwest while we start traveling west and eventually start turning to the southwest towards Mexico City. Cabin sounds. Yeah, that's good. That's what I was expecting with cabin sounds. the ToLiss cabin sounds were incredibly loud. I mean, nobody would fly in the plane if the cabin sounds were as loud as ToLiss's sounds in the cabin. I think right after Ponce, we'll knock our seatbelt signs off, but I think we're good to go up to flight level 300 now. Flight level 300 set. Winds are very, very light. And we are at our transition altitude, so standard barometric on the QNH. I shouldn't say QNH, that's actually field. Standard barometric on the altimeter. ATC is clean. Kill the seatbelt signs. Okay, very good. Mexico are 1-0 up. Julian Quinones scores the opening goal of the 2026 World Cup, everybody. Mexico have had 4 shots, 2 on target. Yeah, 55% possession. There's already a yellow card each. After less than 10 minutes have started, and both teams have a yellow card received. That's controversial. I think we can put those charts away and let's go to our maps page here. There used to be a way the gotta see. I'll try to do a Google search on it here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is how you did it. KATL. And we need to scroll down that. Or are we done? And go back to the map. Ah, champion! Absolute champion. Be heading over New Orleans. Let's keep going to our cruising altitude here on an open climb and we'll be alright. Nothing on the ATC front. To the APU page and see how much fuel it burned. 40 pounds. We can probably this is crazy. So the sounds we designed, I've discovered to The sound suite is designed to only seem to work on a 1080p resolution. That's just totally bizarro. Is there anything in the options menu? How do I get those things? No, there's nothing there. There's a headphones mode. What does that look like? Where do you think that would be? Here somewhere? Trying to guess where it is. This is insane. Proper crazy. We're south of Birmingham. We're going to be making our way towards New Orleans. As we approach our cruising altitude, this captain will be going and taking a little bit of a break. It is still 1-0 to Mexico. South Africa have not had a shot on goal. Have not had a shot at all in 30 minutes. They've had 45% possession. Okay, we're at the cruise. A little bit of turbulence here. If I could go farther back in the seat here, I probably could. Let's see. Zoom it in a little bit. It's getting to these switches a little easier. Alright, we are at our cruise, folks. Alrighty. Captain is back in the seat. Only Miami Center on board. We are looking at a arrival time of 22:05 Zulu. That's about just under 2 hours 10 minutes from now. And I believe it's halftime in the Mexico South Africa game. Indeed, 1-0. Look at the stats for this game. South Africa finally got a couple of shots off, and one of them was on target. Claim the cashish. Get the upgrade going. Okay. So we need to get that flounder. Sugar, cream, and as we head towards, we are over New Orleans, and approaching Mississippi Delta area. Coffee in there. We need to keep going. to get a cream and away. Put that in. Okay. Okay. Storage. Get that green tea. We need to get that green tea, folks. Now we're over New Orleans and headed out into the Gulf. Game will probably be over by the time we land, so everyone's watching the game on the airplane via Starlink, and everyone seems to be very happy right now with Mexico winning 1-0 over South Africa. With the second half just having kicked off just over a minute ago. Nice calm cabin sounds. Could probably even elevate those. It's so insane how the SoundBox Studio audio suite is well, I'll tell you what it is. It is made for 1080p, and here I am in 4K, so it's a bit weird. Cabin environment, I think we can find it this way. Is that highlighted? There we go, cabin environment. There we go. I think that's nicer. The scroll bar here. That's where the scroll bar is. We'll start tweaking that as we use it more. Let's see what the 3D is like here. So here's the going to the aft of the airplane. Getting I would say I don't know if it's placebo effect, but slightly louder back here. The engine drone, the howl of the air, the thrust coming out the back. We got some in-flight entertainment screens that are a bit sketchy. But then as we come before, where are we relative to the engines? Okay, we got a bit of a ways to go yet. To the business class cabin. Alright, so it's more or less the same. As we head out over the Gulf of Mexico. Sounds from SoundBox Lunch is leftover sliders. Yep. Yeah, not good. Wow. Significantly unwell. Excusez-moi. Edinburgh. The Yucatan Peninsula. Here we have Belize. We're gonna zoom in here on San Pedro. There we go, San Pedro. Yes, baby. Awesome scuba diving off the coast of San Pedro. Oh, would love to go back. What a cool little town as well. Driving go-karts around sand-duned streets. Taking a Cessna Caravan from Belize City Airport up to San Pedro and back. Oh, that was... what a cracking time that was. Alright, back to business. Gosh, are we already getting to the halfway point almost? We have 723 track miles to go, and we were calculating. Yeah, looks like we might actually be 1,203 was the calculation. Distance to go 700, so actually we are 500, so about 100 miles from the halfway point of this flight. You have a top of descent estimated time in Zulu of 21:37, so that's just about an hour and 7 minutes from now. Not too long to go for top of descent. Miami Center's on, but that's it. We'll check the score in the game. Still 1-0. Mexico are probably playing it easy right now. Go. Can I skip the ads here? Look at that. Oh no, won't let me skip the ads. Okay, here we go. South Africa trying to play it out from the back, get dispossessed, and easy peasy. Easy peasy for Mexico. South Africa playing football they don't know how to play. Let's see. Alright, there was nothing wrong with that. Oh, keeper. Oh boy. Oh, you... Oh, keeper, you can't let that ball go through your legs. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's not... I mean... I don't think the ball out to the defender was all that bad. I mean, what was the defender thinking? He just did not have his wherewithal or wits about him. But at the end of the day, South Africa are just not good enough to play out from the back. You know? You're playing Mexico at home and you're playing out from the back. Who do you think you are? Brazil? It looks like it's 2-0 now to Mexico. 2-0. Raul Jimenez. The Fulham player. And Sithole got sent off. Sithole has been sent off for South Africa. This is all falling apart for the South African team here. This could turn into a cricket score. My feed is super delayed for some reason. Mexico 2-0 up, 25 minutes left in normal time. And a man up. South Korea, Czech Republic should be a cracking match, I think. 7 p.m. Pacific time. Our virtual fans in the back are... Let's see. They're completely silent. Maybe they're enjoying the flight so much. Okay, a lot of storm clouds in the area here. Maybe not storm clouds, but... You know, if this is an accurate weather radar, then, which I have no reason to believe that it isn't. Just check the weather online to see if they're coming up with the same jazz. Yeah, actually, it might be a bit. Yeah, that weather might be a bit showing tremendous rainfall. But yeah, that's that could be delayed or something. So Mexico taking advantage of the extra man. Took them 17 minutes to score the second after the sending off. They're going to sit back now, make sure they don't get any injuries. Try to keep their energy levels. Don't want to exhaust themselves. 2-1, as they say, a dangerous lead. It looks like it's a straight red card as well. Interesting. And we are back in the cockpit. Okay, 21:38. We're just 13 minutes from top of descent-ish. We'll be taking gate 57 here down at Terminal 2, so we'll be exiting right, most likely onto Delta, maybe Golf or Bravo, exiting off of Golf onto Golf or Bravo, and then right onto Delta, Delta to Echo. Echo to Alpha 4, and then into spot 57. Got a little nice, modest tailwind bringing us into Mexico City. Did I actually pick up the localizer already? That's... .1 Yeah, I picked up the localizer already. Wow. It's incredible. Maybe it's picking up a different localizer which has the same frequency. Yeah, I bet you that's probably it. So we'll be turning landing lights on right around our transition altitude of 1905. Because it's so elevated up here in the high plateau of Mexico City. Be interesting to see. I should take a note of this and write it down. What the TAS is. Could also grab that from another video to see what the true airspeed is on this landing versus a landing at, let's say, sea level. Okay, so our first fix is Inaga naturally, and that's flight level 300. So we'll get that into the flight control panel. No ATC. I think there's a lot of tequila being consumed in Mexico right now. celebrating their win. For some reason, I have to change this. I just realized that. I gotta go to this one, and this one, and this one. And save. Okay. I had the wrong destination port in the description of the stream. Las Vegas. Clearly over the coast of Mexico now. Gulf Coast action. No traffic on the traffic list. One thing I should have done earlier is should have switched my TCAS display mode to normal, but we're now going to set that to. Actually, we'll set it to normal because you know what? I don't think it's making the distinction. can almost see the rise of the plateau. Look at that, that's incredible. This is also incredible. Doing an auto brake low. We might experience some turbulence going into entering the high plateau area. So we crossed the Paz VOR. Poza Rica VOR, presumably. Look at that view. I remember back in X-Plane 11 there was, I can't remember, somebody had written a script for 3D clouds and oh my lord. It just destroyed the frames per second performance. Okay, we can zoom in down to 40 nautical miles. Okay, top of descent is 3 miles. We want to hit it at 2. There we go. Descent green. Next constraint after Milanga. Yeah, some mild bumps as expected. 270. Don't have any aircraft on the TCAS. 2206 is arrival. 26 minutes from now. About 5 minutes I'll put on the seatbelts. Okay, we are entering the plateau. We have nearly just entered it, more or less. The turbulence should subside a little bit. Make sure I'm on Unicom. And get the CTAF frequency for Mexico City. Well, maybe there isn't any. There should be. It's not returning anything. Go down to 270. Throttle is now going to speed mode. We'll look at the airport chart here, and it's usually the very first frequency, 118.55. So we'll get that ready. It'd be worth getting another METAR here. We'll give the AOC menu another chance. Weather ATIS METAR, please. Oh, we've got a company message. Ah, these have all been viewed before. Here we go. New. Okay, go to the perf page. Make sure this is updated. QNH is 3012. Again, like I said, pressure is falling. Temperature is 17 now. It's a little better. Thunderstorms and rain in the area, so we're going to set that to wet. Winds are 20 at 25. V approach is 141. We're going to up that to 144 for the winds. I'm going to do auto brake medium. Okay. We're going to head over to the CTAF frequency right now. Still don't have any aircraft on the ADS-B. Keep going down to 180. It's going to be 230 knots. Mexico City traffic, Delta 1234 heavy on the Enaga 3 Alpha arrival for runway 05 right. Estimated time of arrival is 2206 Zulu, Mexico City traffic. This plane is slippery. Seven 230-230. Yeah, we're dipping down. I'm going to take control of the speed here. There's the airport off to our left. Isn't really loaded properly. See if we have any action on the ground here. Looks like there's nobody there. Okay, what we can do is go to the maps and I think deselect the waypoints. Just put them back on. Oh, I can just deselect the route and go to, excuse me, airports. Why is it still showing the route on that page? Okay. We're a little high, so I'm gonna speed brake a little bit, try to get down onto our vertical descent path, and get the folks sitting down. It could be a bumpy little ride in here into Mexico City. We got lightning. More speed brake action here. We're high by 1,000. think we'll be okay at the airport. It's that cloud entering the approach path might be our problem. Don't think the runway is wet. At least the next plane. Up to our transition altitude. Take those off. We should be 3012 on the altimeter. $759 is 18,000, so we are fine. Gonna bring the speed down to 220. Since I'm going to be managing all this speed, I'm going to activate the approach phase, and we'll switch over to manage speed modes pretty soon. We have a ExecJet 1830. Are they identifiable? Zoom out a bit. Yeah, we'll be alright. He's well below. He's not getting 8,000 feet nowhere close in that space of time. Okay, Almas looks like it's the next one. It's 14,000 and 210 knots. So we can get that ready. We are in descent mode. I think we'll be flying into a very bumpy approach. Then we'll see what happens. Here's the haze that was reported. Visibility. $10 miles, okay. I'm gonna go flaps 1. and go down to 210 knots. Start to descent to 14,000. I wouldn't be surprised if I need some speed brakes getting down here. 4,000 feet over 17, 18 miles on this slippery jet. No rain coming up on the no rain whatsoever coming up on the radar here. Yeah, we're already getting high, so we're going to speed brake this. The haze disappeared all of a sudden. People are flying all over the place here. We're going to dial the speed back to 200. Yeah, that's okay. Give me flaps 2. Speed brakes again. Get us down to 12,500. Speed to 190.
Attention all aircraft. Altimeter 3020.
It's nasty. How did this not show up? Give me 180 and 11,000. Whew. It's gonna be a fun one, folks. So 9,700. Okay, gotten through that cloud. Speed brakes. ILS is on already. Speed 170, please. Flaps 3. Armed spoilers. And flap mode off. Landing light should have been on a long time ago. $8,900 set.
$2,500.
Armed the approach. Armed. Manage speed mode. Gear down. Mexico City traffic Delta 1234 heavy captured the ILS from a 05 right, 7 miles DME, Mexico City traffic.
2,000.
Ping the purser. Go to dry and auto brake low because I don't think they had any rain here. Go around altitude 12,500. Set. Mexico City traffic, Delta 1234 heavy on short final 05 right. Mexico City
1,000.
traffic. It's an unusual sound. Okay, winds are a little higher, so the V approach is a bit hot, but we'll be okay.
500.
Probably gonna allow it float a little bit.
400. 100 above. 300.
Spin
Minimum.
a little below it. Okay, that's good.
200.
Oh, it is wet. Dang. We'll be okay.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Manual braking.
Auto brake off.
Okay, so we are off at Golf, it looks like. Just confirm that on the map. Mexico City traffic, Delta 1234 heavy vacated 5 right at Golf and holding short of Delta for traffic on Delta. Mexico City traffic. Brake fan on. Clear left. So as we can see, there are some big challenges with landing this airplane, particularly at high altitude like this. I guess the rain did pass through this area. And this probably goes for any aircraft landing at very high altitude airports. Mexico City is definitely in that category. It's a whole 2,000 feet higher than Denver. EPIC believe that's British Airways taking off. Come on, roll. Dreamliner. There you go. Straight ahead, Echo. Yeah, Mexico City traffic Delta 1234 Heavy is taxiing to gate 57 at Terminal 2 via Echo and Alpha 4, Mexico City traffic. What I would have done differently here is, I think it was foolish in hindsight to go with flaps 3. But again, I can go and try to look that up online to see what real pilots tried to do coming into Mexico with the Neo. I also had increased the V approach speed from the FMS calculation because I was assuming there was going to be 25 knot headwinds on the approach. And it turned out to be not the case. I think I was about 3 knots of indicated airspeed too high on the target V approach. Flaps open, we'll start the EPU. We can let them come off. Give it a bit of stick here. Take a quick look at our brake temperatures. Yeah, they're pretty toasty. What are y'all private jets doing here, my man? Alpha 4 should be the left after Papa Hotel. What frequency are you guys on? There's a way to check that, you know. They're all on 122.8. They should be on Papa Hotel, they should be on 118.55. Ooh, max wingspan. I think I might be flying into Mexico City, MMMX on VATSIM. While ATC is offline, you see staff common traffic 11855. There you go. Like I said, boys, we don't do go-arounds. Now we should just be left, and then the gate's right there. Clear and clear. Alpha. Here we are, gate 57. APU is good. VDGS, Video Docking Guidance Systems, X-Plane. Please just give it to us, man. Would it really be that hard? I'm all screwed up here. It's hard to know where to stop, man. Park brake set. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed the flight from Atlanta to Mexico. Bit of a challenging high altitude airport approach. Going through a weather system. Also demonstrating that I believe X-Plane's weather radar functionality is, I don't know. Something's not right. I don't know if it's me, maybe it's user error, but as you can see, radar did not pick up that formidable storm cloud that we flew through. Just have a few last things to do here, is obviously kill the engines. We got to do a full shutdown of this aircraft. Okay, beacon lights come off. That allows me to have ground come in and put the chocks in and give me one external. Don't give me Bravo, give me Alpha. Disconnect Bravo. Take Alpha, kill that. Seatbelt signs off, off, off. Nav logo off. Crew supply off. Don't think that even works at this time. The Deer's off. Okay. Passengers. Off and off. There you go. Okay, passengers off. So I will have, when I load this airplane up again, I'll have 13,320 pounds of fuel. Let's have a look at the overhead. Okay, the ADIRs are all off. All of this looks fine. That all looks good. Fuel pumps off. Hydraulics, we'll leave those alone. Turn the batteries off in a moment, but I think I'll wait a while to let the brakes cool down. But we will be doing an external view of a tower view of the approach and landing on a separate video. We thank everybody for joining the stream. Hope you enjoyed the flight from Atlanta to Mexico City. Challenging approach, particularly in an aircraft as highly aerodynamic as the A330neo. I'm going to sign off today and say hasta la vista.